launch vehicle of ISRO. Yes.
All right, please stay on with me. US President Donald Trump has said that his meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping was a great one and would bring lasting peace and success for both nations. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said, "My G2 meeting with President Xi of China was a great one for both of our countries. This meeting will lead to everlasting peace and success. God bless both China and the US." Remember, the US President met the Chinese President Xi Jinping on the sidelines of the APEC summit in Busan in South Korea on October 30th. Now, let me quickly go back to my colleague Arzu said. Arzu, it seems like Donald Trump has, you can see a marked shift in his tone following his meeting with the Chinese president.
Definitely, US President Donald Trump's post highlights a highly positive tone, and following his G2 meeting with the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and suggesting it was a significant diplomatic encounter between the two major global powers, the United States and China. In fact, by referring to it as a G2 meeting, Trump implies a conversation between the world's two largest economies, underscoring the importance of US-China relations on the global stage. And in fact, the decisions were productive and mutually beneficial, possibly focusing on issues like trade, security, technology, or global stability. And it also conveys an intention that the meeting could reduce the tension and open new avenues for cooperation between the Washington and Beijing. So finally, Trump closes words with God bless both China and the USA, carrying a diplomatic and symbolic message of goodwill. So definitely, if we talk about in summary, Trump's post portray the meeting as a big breakthrough moment for China and US relations. Yes.
All right, Arzu, appreciate you sharing those details with us. Please stay on with me. Now, following US President Donald Trump's comment on his and Xi Jinping's meeting, US Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has followed suit. Taking to social media, the War Secretary stated, and I quote, "I just spoke to President Trump and we agree. The relationship between the United States and China has never been better. Following President Trump's historic meeting with Chairman Xi in South Korea, I had an equally positive meeting with my counterpart, China's Minister of National Defense, Admiral Dong Jun, in Malaysia. And we spoke again last night. The Admiral and I agree that peace, stability and good relations are the best path for our two great and strong countries." I am once again joined by my colleague Arzu Seth on the broadcast. Arzu, after Donald Trump, it's Pete Hegseth. It seems like the US is now softening its stance in regards to China.
Definitely, Pete Hegseth's statement as the U.S. Secretary of War builds on President Donald Trump's earlier message about G2 meeting with the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and reinforcing the administration's narrative of the major diplomatic breakthrough between the Washington and Beijing. And also, the Hegseth remarks mirror Trump's own tone of optimism and friendship by calling the meeting historic and claiming that relations have never been better. He portrays a new era of cooperation between the two nations. And if you talk about, suggesting a dramatic improvement in ties that were once fraught with great tensions and strategic rivalry. And Hegseth meeting with Admiral Dong Jun, China's Minister of National Defense in Malaysia, signifies a direct and pragmatic step towards the military engagement. And their agreement to establish military-to-military communication channels reflect an effort to also prevent misunderstanding or incident, a critical measure in maintaining regional.
All right, Arzu. Sorry to interrupt you, but we're running short on time. With that, I wrap up this bulletin. Thank you for watching.
वो वाली